All right. Welcome back, everybody. We apologize for that. A little technical difficulties. And we did lose Dan for the show, but everything is all good. We were talking about the Padres, or not the Padres, Dodgers and the Reds. The Reds have just made it official. Hunter Green will start game. So one of those two guys is probably going to get the ball, or Yamamoto, who's been awesome too. So, but you were right. We were talking about the Dodger line and those
Mhm.
top guys. And even Mookie Betts, like Mookie didn't have a great season, but
Didn't have to.
he's turned it on the last couple of weeks because he knows what time of year it is.
Exactly. You don't look. I understand there are guys out there who get these enormously outrageous contracts, and we've spoken about it openly here on the network. There are guys who are worth the money they are paid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts. When does he shine? Playoffs. You're in the playoffs. Your team got you there. Now you need him to shine. And what is he doing? He's doing what he always has done.
Yeah. So the Reds, young team, they are fun to watch. But that being said, the Dodgers are winning this series.
Should be.
How many games? I'm going to say the Dodgers in two.
And
Although
I will
I'm hoping the Reds figure this out because that would be actually that would probably be the biggest upset maybe since the 19 Nationals beating the Dodgers.
hmm,
Okay. So we've talked about the playoffs. We have the Dodgers moving on. I have the Padres, Mark has the Cubs, Mark has the Yankees, and you said the Tigers, right?
yes.
And I have the Red Sox and the Guardians. When it's all said and done, who do you just think wins the World Series?
I think the team that can do it, I think the Tigers can pull it off. However, the team that's gonna do it is Los Angeles Dodgers.
All right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams who can win it. I'm going to go different. Um, I don't know what it is about them. There's something I like. I really like the Padres. I
It, it,
I
when you look
really
at them on paper, it's like saying what's not to like.
yeah. Also, if Jose Barrios was not injured for Toronto, I'd be in on Toronto.
That's a big loss for Toronto.
Yeah.
They have plenty in stock to try to overcome that, but it's hard to overcome something of that magnitude.
Oh, we got Dan back.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, we're good. We just covered the Reds and the Dodgers, and then we're talking about who's winning it all. So, who do you think wins it all?
Reds and Dodgers. I'm gonna pick the Dodgers. The Reds are terrible. Um, and then winning it all. That's an interesting one. I like the Phillies to go at least to the World Series. I think the Phillies are gonna get out of the NL.
See, I would have picked the Phillies too, Zach, if I knew Zach Wheeler was coming back, but with him out,
Right.
that just hurt for me. Okay, so we all have a National League team, but we all went different. So look at that.
Yeah, I just think the American League is so weak, honestly,
Mhm.
that I just don't trust it. I don't
Yeah,
trust the Yankees. I don't trust any of these American League teams. All of them have struggled throughout the season. Yes, the Dodgers and Phillies, they've gone through like little bit of rough patches, but nothing to the extreme that the Yankees have gone through, nothing to the extreme that the Tigers have gone through. The
yeah.
Blue Jays almost blew their division lead.
And the Blue Jays, and we just talked about before, no Jose Barrios. He went on the IL.
Oh,
That's a
brutal,
big loss.
brutal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't trust the American League to
Okay.
win.
All right. So those are playoff previews. Now, Mark can talk about why he's sad. And that is the team the Cincinnati Reds beat out for the final wild card spot, and that being the New York Mets, which all they had to do entering the final weekend was win 2 of 3 from the Miami Marlins. And I hate to be that guy, but just like in 2007 or in 2008, the Marlins stuck it to the Mets.
This was unbelievably the worst collapse, even worse than I've seen in a long time. Disappointing is not really the word. It's you're coming to expect it sometimes. The Mets finally had a lineup that was solid. We knew at the trade deadline, yeah, we needed some bullpen hands, but we also needed starters, and that's where the Mets failed. The Mets also are about to lose. I mean, anything can happen. Pete Alonso.
Let's save that part for a minute.
Okay. This Mets team starting next year will look 100% different. There'll be a few fixated spots, such as shortstop and right field. But right now, I think you have to say every other position is up for grabs.
You're right when you say the word disappointment is an understatement. The season, to describe the season in one word, and I know everyone else calls it this when they don't win the World Series, but there's only one team that'll ever win the World Series every year. Season was a failure.
Yeah.
This season was a failure. I don't care that the Mets finished over 500. In fact, I would have preferred them to be ravaged by injuries and finish 40 games under than what we had to go through yesterday. And there are 2 people at the helm who I'm going to put a lot of criticism on, and I think it's rightfully deserved. The first person, and I've said it for months now, Jeremy Hefner. I gave this dude so much freaking praise early in the year when they were rolling and the starters were doing their thing and the bullpen was really good and they were first in ERA. But there's no way that you can sit there and tell me Kodai Senga, David Peterson, and Shamanaya, your 3 best freaking starters, all claps at the same time and there's no adjustment.
Yeah.
That bothers me. What do you do when these guys are throwing side sessions? What are you doing when you're watching film? What are you doing? And by the way, every time the dude makes a freaking a mound visit, the next pitch is a base hit.
Yeah.
Like it's written in the stars. Ryan Helsley, listen, he struggled when he got to the Mets. Guess what happened? He never got going.
Correct.
What are we doing?
Alive and Mike is on the GM. I know you don't want to blame the GM.
No. I'm going to post some blame to him too, but go ahead.
But here's my problem. He's the one that set up this team. He's the one that signed Frankie Montas when everyone and their great-grandmother knew he was terrible. He did not address the pitching in the offseason. He kind of did, kind of didn't. The only thing that actually worked with his pitching experiment was Clay Holmes.
Right.
Who did an honorable job this season. Other than that, he did not address the pitching. He didn't address the pitching during the offseason. He didn't address it during the deadline when they had to. He addressed the bullpen, but those bullpen players that they got were trash. He's the one that traded for Cedric Mullins, who's terrible. And other than Soto, Lindor, and Alonso, who he almost didn't sign, it wasn't until Cohen put pressure on him to sign him. Otherwise, there was no Alonso with the Mets. So a lot of this is a product of David Stearns and his ability to build a team, which he has no ability to do so.
I still have a trust in David Stearns, but I'm going to say this: there is no excuse this winter because it's a long one now.
Yeah.
There's no more time for reclamation projects. Get guys who fill the needs.
Yes.
Center field is still a need. Third base is no longer a need because I believe we found the third baseman.
Yeah.
And Brett Beatty. I think Beatty's become the guy. Mark, you said Lindor's a staple 100%. Second base, Jeff McNeil could go home.
Yep. I said you got to blow it up now.
There are pieces of this team that just it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to agree with this, Mark. I think the most I don't want to say overvalued piece, but the guy who disappointed me the most this year has to be Mark Vientos.
Vientos and then Nimmo are my two.
You know what? Nimmo still drove in 90 runs. I really can't get mad. I can't get mad at the big four.
Yeah, I thought he just
I don't like how he finished, but I can't get mad at the big four.
I'll tell you another person you can get mad at, Jeff McNeil, who was a no-show.
Oh, his end of the year was awful.
Brutal. And look, Soto had a phenomenal year. I'm not taking that away from him. He really did have an excellent, excellent season. When was he going to make a clutch hit? Never.
He didn't get clutch till August.
But that's the problem.
I agree with you.
Throughout the entire season, we've been waiting. When is Juan Soto going to get that big time 3-run hit? And not just home runs. This guy can drive in doubles like it's nothing. He's a great hitter.
And he still found a way to put up a career high in homers. And
stole 30 bases,
Yeah,
right. He put up 40-30, and he had a terrible. He wasn't great in the first half.
He's so good.
He really is.
There should be no reason why this team's out of the playoffs.
There's no right. You're right. And look, Mark, I don't know if you want to get into the roster now, if you want to save it for something else.
Saving something, but I want to talk about the one part of the roster.
But yeah, let's get into Pete, because Pete was really emotional yesterday after the game talking about it. Let me see if I can find the quote really quick.
While he's looking, it'll make it very easy. Pete Alonso signed a small deal with the Mets to stay, as he had no other offers. He had a chance to opt out. With the season that Pete Alonso had, there was, unless the Mets made it to the World Series, there was no way he was not opting out. My biggest fear is the guy below me just got a new first baseman for next year.
Yeah.
So,
meaning the Yankees.
And I would love that, but he's a Met.
I know.
He's a Met.
But he obviously doesn't want to stay.
Well, here's the quote.
Why is it so hard to keep him? Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Here's the quote. He says he's opting out. This is from the Mets SNY Twitter. On his future with the Mets, this is what Alonso said, quote, "Playing for this organization, this city, they've continued to believe in me. I love playing here. There's some great guys in this clubhouse, some great people on the staff every single day. It's been a pleasure to come to work and putting on the blue and orange. I've really appreciated it and have been nothing but full of gratitude every single day. Nothing is guaranteed, but we'll see what happens. I've loved being a Met. Hopefully, they've appreciated me the same. Close quote.
Mets fans have all look. Mets fans have cheered him. Mets fans love him. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot more than a 2 or 3 year deal to keep him, and there is no way Steve Cohen, after the money spent on Soto, is going to prioritize. And I'm saying this because I'm talking business side and for the ball, is going to prioritize Pete Alonso when he has no pitching. I hate to say it, but that's where you have to be right now.
There's a lot of things the Mets need to do this winter. There's a lot that needs to be evaluated. I'm going to leave the evaluation stuff to David Stearns. The Pete Alonso negotiation needs to be handled by one person and one person only. That's Steve Cohen.
But
I agree.
this is my problem. This should have been done already.
We're with you.
He should have been a Met. He should be a Met right now. He should not. We should not be talking about Pete Alonso opting out of his contract. We should be talking about him being a Met for the next 10 years and spending his entire career in the orange and blue.
And if and listen, you're right. There's only been one guy in the history of this godforsaken hellhole of a franchise who has played his whole career start to finish as a Met and is a beloved figure, and that's David Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Alonso is in that same realm and should be a Met for life. Think about it. All the big power years. Already owns the franchise record for home runs.
Yeah.
And we could be witnessing the greatest power hitter in this franchise's history. And you're going to let it go?
Top two Met along with Seaver. You know,
Tom Seaver played with another team. Piazza played for other teams.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you regard Tom Seaver as the greatest Met of all time.
Tom Seaver is the greatest Met of all time.
Yes.
So Pete Alonso has a chance to surpass that or be right there with Seaver.
And by the way,
but he'll do it better. He'll be more memorable. Go ahead. Sorry.
Mark, with what you said, if he goes to the Yankees, the amount of disdain that will come from this fan base towards David Stearns and Steve Cohen will be unfathomable.
Yeah.
No Met fan in their right mind wants to see him leave. I don't want to see him go. But when you look at what happened and how fast he did it, you know there's anger there and there's hatred. He did not waste more than 2 hours to say he was opting out.
It took him what, 40 minutes after the game.
Okay. He's pissed. That rope he lined into the outfield when the bases were loaded in, whether it was the third or the fourth inning.
Fourth inning.
Any other day, drops and clears the bases.
Mm-hmm.
It just hung up a little bit more. I'm just saying.
116 off the bat.
Exactly.
And that was a rip.
It was caught. Shit happens. Fly ball, caught. As the great Major League taught us. But to see, like, as Mike and I both agreed, as you just heard, Tom Seaver is the greatest Met of all time for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's going to own, as Dan pointed out, pretty much all the batting records, probably not average, but whatever. You don't let the Babe Ruth of your team walk out. You saw what happened to the Red Sox when that happened.
The guy hit 270 with 38 homers, 123 RBIs.
The 270 is a career high, too.
And I think the most important thing for people to know is Pete played better because of Soto. And
Yep.
Soto played better because of Pete in the 2-3 hole. You don't get dynamic duos like that all the time. Dan got to witness it with Judge and Soto, and also to a degree with Judge and Stanton hitting 3-4. This is the Mets' opportunity. And look, Steve Cohen, for all the money you've spent on good talent and great players, I think there's two priorities to this winter. One, you got to get yourself a number one starting pitcher. And two, and this might even be more important to that, because it's important to the fan base, Pete Alonso has to be a Met.
Yeah.
He has to be a Met. Now, here's the bad news. Vlad Guerrero re-upping with the Blue Jays means Pete's the best first baseman on the market.
That is correct. And Vlad Guerrero signed for $500 million. So you now know the minimum that Pete Alonso is going to get.
Yeah.
Pete's older. He's not getting 500.
I mean, but at least 3.
Well, let's put it this way.
Maybe
If there's
like
a team willing
close
to pay him $40 million a year for 5 to 8 years.
Yeah. Well, even if you do like a short-term deal, like a 4-year,
Yeah, 5 for 200.
5, that's not bad.
That would be fair.
But let's be real. Pete Alonso's gonna ask for more. Like,
No, he really didn't.
he's gonna ask for more because he felt disrespected by the market last year. He proved his worth. Let's be real about
Oh,
that.
Oh, of
absolutely.
course.
And now he's gonna be like, "Hey, look, now what? You still think I'm just chump change?"
And that's why I said David Stearns can't handle the negotiation. It has to be Cohen.
I think Cohen, and I think Mike's right. It'll make it simple. It's the same conversation that Steinbrenner should have had with Soto.
It's just, it's a tough situation.
The goal was to
And
not let that man get to free agency.
right. The Mets cannot let him go.
Yeah, and Diaz too. Like, what are you doing? What's up with Diaz?
That's a very interesting conversation. But you know what? Right now, there's no one else in that bullpen. So they're gonna have to take care of him too. So if he opts out, which I'm gonna presume he will, because everyone opts out. But
They're money chasers. They always do. You know.
listen, it is what it is. Mark, is there any other part you want to touch on?
No, I'm good.
All right. Mark and I will eventually do a roster construction, deconstruction of what we want this offseason to look like. We will release, we may make that a live video. We don't know. We'll figure that out. That'll do it for this edition of the Batter Up playoff preview. Everyone enjoy the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on the socials. Dan, where can they find us?
At S Insanity Real on X and Facebook. And then of course, follow us on our website, thesportsindynetwork.com. All of our content is up there, whether it's the blogs or the vlogs. The YouTube channel is live pretty much
Right now.
every day. You know, like we have some type of content coming out every day, live or pre-taped. Ramping it up throughout the football and of course the baseball playoffs. So then stay tuned for more content throughout the network. And We really appreciate you. We love you. We always thank you for joining us.
Mark, anything on the dugout?
Not much more new going on right now. We'll be back in a week.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Dugout Millwood, thanks for sponsoring us as always.
Always.
All right, everyone. Enjoy the playoffs. We'll talk to you again real soon.